Hopefully everyone is awesome and well. Monday the 12th. Hope you've had a good weekend. While the old Facebook Live warms up, do a few of the hellos and intros. Welcome back to the regulars. There's usually a few of the regulars jumping on nice and early. Always good to see you guys. And bit of a shout out to anyone who's new. Welcome as well. Good morning to Alison. Good to see you. Good to see you this morning. Good morning, whoever that is. There's a little strange thing that I keep forgetting to get this link I could give you guys in the mornings. But there you go. Chris, good morning, mate. Good to see you. A few people jumping on now, which is awesome. And it's Brad. How are you, mate? Hope you're well there in Sydney. Anyone who's new, give us a shout out in the chat. Quick intro, Jason Witten's my name if you haven't, if you don't already know, and been investing over 20 years, coaching property investors 18 across Australia and New Zealand. Good morning, Sean. Along the way, paid attention, kept an ear out on things, and worked a few things out. And each weekday morning, around about 8 o'clock, get a chance to share some of those things with you guys listening in to the lives. Good morning, Melinda. Good morning, Arnie. Hope you're all well down there in the lockdown, Brad. And anyone else who's in the lockdown in Sydney, hope you're keeping your spirits up and all's going fine for you guys. Thinking of you. And use the time wisely, they say, don't they? So today I was going to have a bit of a chat to you guys about the idea of the big picture when we're talking about building our property portfolio, because often we end up sort of tactically, in the weeds, down in the dirt, getting our things, do I do interest only and principal and interest? Do I pay my debt off now or later? Where do I buy? Do I buy an apartment? Do I buy a townhouse? Do I buy a house? What's my budget? What's my borrowing power? Do I renovate now? Who do I get to, manage my property? All these tactical questions, which are very important. We have to have the right answers at the right time for those questions. We need to sometimes make sure we've got the big picture in mind for the long term as we go over this, next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, depending on where you are in the scenario, to get your outcome as a property investor. And just, today I wanted to talk to you about maybe the bigger picture. And the big picture, listen up, it's a little secret. Hello, listening. We all can end up with a pretty good tax-free income. Tax-free, folks, tax-free. And there's a possibility of you as an individual having, at this point, as of today, if we used all of the things available to us right now, about $110,000 of tax-free income. Now, I don't know about you, but it'd be kind of nice to earn $110,000 of tax-free income, wouldn't it? Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. Hi, morning, Sebastian. Morning. Hello, Facebook user. So today we're going to talk about that and what it might take to make that happen. And so who in the chat would like the idea of understanding how to create 110K tax-free? All right. Okay. Anyone up for that? Anyone up for that idea? Hey, good morning, James. Good morning, Brendan, and morning, Alina. Yes. Yeah. Brendan's fired up. He's into it as well. So 110 tax-free. Always Alison's into it as good as well. Shane, how are you, brother? Mate, the interesting thing about the tax system is that we have the possibility of, taking care of that sort of stuff. And it's right sort of under our nose, and it should form part or a significant part of our larger strategy when we come to having a bit of a look at what we're up to when we're setting our big picture strategy. I'm going to move this over here. I think I can move it. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Right there. Keep forgetting my camera's there as we go. So 110 tax-free. How do we do it? All right, gang. Where can we have tax-free assets? Where can we have tax-free income? So there's 3 places we can have tax-free assets. Or more accurately, capital gains tax-free opportunities, okay? And there's 3 of these places and spaces right now available to you as an investor, property investor, where you can have a capital gains tax-free gain, and then we'll talk about the tax-free income in a second. Number 1, the easiest one, you guys all should know this already, is your principal place of residence, your PPR, okay? Now, your home that you live in, if you sell it or have sold it, you have a capital gains tax-free outcome on that PPR. I say to many of you guys and the team that I coach, the investors that I coach, you should upgrade your PPR, I reckon about 3 times in your lifetime, okay? And each time you want to climb the upgrade ladder to a better and better and better quality piece of real estate. So imagine you start out when you are, let's say, 25 to 30. Imagine, yourself at 60 to 65. If you had a plan to do 3 times principal place of residence upgrade minimum, and each time I say to you, double the value of the property that you live in as a principal place of residence. So you can go from, let's call it this example, a $500,000 property, principal place of residence. So you own that for 8 to 10 years. Make sure you can pay it off or reduce the debt significantly in that period of time. Upgrade to $1 million property. Now you've only got a $500,000 debt. Pay that other $500,000 off. Sell it, make $1 million bucks. Sell it for $1 million. Upgrade to a $2 million property. You might only pay $500,000 off, but you now have a $2 million property worth with a debt of only of $500,000, $1.5 million tax-free if you wanted to sell that property. And you would be upgrading the location 3 times to 3 better locations. So hopefully you're following along with that. So if you're sitting there right now and you're in a principal place of residence that you might think, all right, well, maybe we need to think about that as a strategy as we go along, because it's important if we want to accelerate into the future. These things can help us accelerate significantly. Rodney, good morning. Morning, Pratesh and Jeff and Alison. I saw your questions there, and I'll jump on them at the end as we go. Number two, where can we have another tax-free asset or tax-free capital gains tax-free? And this one, as you guys might know, is also a double up on the income tax-free as well. Good morning, Carolyn. Super. Okay, you can have capital gains tax-free assets in super up to 1.7 mil tax-free. That is income tax-free and capital gains tax-free also at this moment in time. Okay, this moment in time, and you can have access to that, whatever assets you own with your super, whether they be shares, whether they be property, whether they be whatever, you can have a tax-free outcome at the end when your super is in retirement mode, and that's fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. So what I do encourage you to do, if you've got the time and the inclination, is to learn about these opportunities, these things that are available to you as an investor. I own a couple of properties in my super. My plan is to have at least $2 million worth of debt-free property in my super. The challenge is it's hard to get as much money in there as possible, but if you're smart and you speak to the right advisors, you'll be able to get enough cash in there, okay? It should be part of your plan, depending on your age, and we've done heaps of things on this. Remember today, gang, we're sort of floating up and have a looking at the big picture as we go along. And the other one available to some of you is there is a $2 million small business capital gains tax concession, okay, that is available to business owners. And many business owners don't understand how to do this. And I've been doing a lot of work with business owners about, is your business an asset? Can you sell it for $2 million into the future? And if the answer is no, ladies and gentlemen, if the answer is no and you own a business, then you need to have another strategy to take advantage of the $2 million capital gains tax-free a business asset sale, and that can include, listen to me, it can include a property. Now, it can include a regular house, an industrial shed, a commercial office, as long as you run your business from there. Now, there's a few little bibs and bobs around that, but seriously, folks, if you're a business owner and you cannot sell your business in the future for $2 million or more, then you don't own an asset, you own an ATM. It's a cash flow machine. You rip the cash out and you put it into other assets. But I've done a heap on that with small business owners, and I'm going to do a lot more on that into the future. It's one of my passions, actually, of recent times, helping business owners, really get to the bottom of where they're at. So there's 3 places, gang, you can have capital gains tax-free. And hopefully that makes sense to all of you guys. Now, for many of you sitting there, thinking about the future, it might be worth thinking about, creating a business into the future. Not only a good business to create extra income and maybe a side hustle or maybe a future business income, but also there's some opportunities in that space as well to create some other wealth that you might not have access to as a PAYG. Now, where are the 2 types of income tax-free? And who knows whether, put it in the chat, gang, where do we get tax-free income? Anyone know where the 2 places we can get tax-free income? Put it in the chat while I have a little sip of my coffee. Maybe stumped you here. Anyone got the answers? There's one very obvious place because I already told you that one. Hopefully you know. Number 1, you can have Army reservists. Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right. Okay. Your super in retirement. In retirement, you can have tax-free income from your super. And number 2, guess what? You as an individual, super, the doll check. Bob, hopefully we're not aiming that low, Bob, with our outcome for our income. All right. Rodney is on it. Okay. So you can have $1.7 million worth of assets tax-free, and also the income produced from those assets are tax-free. Now, if you've got a 5% income on those 1.7 million, ladies and gents, that equals $85,000 tax-free. Boom. That's tax-free. So for many of us, we should be motivated and understanding how to get $1.7 million worth of assets into our super over, 10, 20, 30 years. Now, many of you are sitting there going, shit, is it too late? I'm 50, I'm 55. No, it's not too late as long as you understand how to do it. And that's why you got to get your thumb out of your bum, off your behind, and see the right people and get the right advisors, okay? If you don't have one who's helping you get aim at this stuff, then you've got the wrong people. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got the wrong people. I'm telling you right now. You're hanging out with broke people who've got licenses. That's what's going on. Anyway, that's not the point of the rant today. Sometimes I get a bit sidetracked. And the other place, none of you guys have picked it because guess what? You, as an individual, you've got a tax-free, portion that you can earn. Anyone know what the number is? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. 25K. Oh, hang on, I'm gonna rub this out. So you, as a person, you have a tax-free threshold. Tax-free threshold. Looks like my 12-year-old son, hello Jake, has gotten hold of my wife's iPad and is sending me some messages. Yeah, so the tax-free threshold is about $18,000 to $19,000, gang. Okay, so think of that. Let's just call it 20K for rounding up's sake. Okay, so we've got $85,000 tax-free. We've got $20,000 for you as an individual tax-free. Okay, imagine you've got a couple of properties still at this point, which with depreciation you could probably take up to 30 to 50 grand in your personal income and still offset the depreciation. But we're just doing tax-free at this point in time. So let's add that up. All right, so that's $105,000 tax-free. Tax-free, gang. Tax-free. If you have the big picture, gang, the big picture in mind when you are sorting this stuff out. Okay. Now, if you're a couple, well, that is $105,000 each. All right. So then $210K tax-free. Tax-free. Now, think of that. Tell me, when you've got your house paid off, when you have no debts, when you've got no worries about that sort of stuff, $210,000 tax-free, tell me that's a pretty good lifestyle, gang. That is an excellent lifestyle that you can live. And every single one of us right now, all of us right now, listening on this call, have the ability to structure that in your big plan, the big picture, and achieve that if you choose to. And if you're not on track or you're not focused on that, I'll give you a little shout out and a bit of a nudge. Get on track, gang. Get on track. Grab the whiteboard, grab the piece of paper, grab where you write down your goals and get on it. Your job is to acquire those assets and then make sure you hit this minimum target, gang, of 105 tax-free for you, 105 tax-free for your partner, $210,000 tax-free, your home paid off, plenty of assets in your super, and 4 to 5 investment properties in your personal name, probably at about a 50 to 60% loan to value ratio at that point in time. Boom. There's the mic drop. Okay. That's the mic drop, gang. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, hopefully that made sense. It was a bit of a longer one today, but I wanted to take it sort of big picture today and talk about us, big picture strategy, zoom out. Sometimes we get caught up in my property didn't go up as much as Bob's. Oh, my letterbox, my tenant's giving me trouble. Oh, the stove blew up. Seriously, folks, get your head out of the sand and float up into the clouds a bit. This thing is a big picture, long-term strategy. Your properties in 20 years' time, those little annoyances, those little things that you complain about at the worst moments are going to be completely irrelevant in 20 years' time when you're ready to do this stuff. People give up. It annoys the crap out of me. Something doesn't go perfectly and you're complaining and wanting to give up. Stop it. You're on track. You're going forward. You've got properties. Anyway, getting a bit ranty this morning. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense, gang. Hopefully it makes sense, that stuff. This is available to everybody. Everybody. You can do it. You just got to put your strategy together with the right people who are on your side that will keep you on track. That will keep you on track, okay? And if you're in there, if you're, 5, 8, 10 years from, that retirement phase, then you got to get your finger out, basically, excuse the French, and crack on. And there's other things available for you to accelerate that a little bit safely and at least go the distance, gang. So hopefully that makes sense. Dan, brother, how are you? I saw you on the I don't know, the aerofoil or whatever, Dan. Nice maneuvers, bro, on the Facebook. All right, gang, that's it. I'm done. Wealth Coffee Chat over and out. Hope you guys are awesome. Take care until tomorrow. Join me for another Wealth Coffee Chat around about 8 o'clock, and we'll do it again. All right. You guys have a great day. See you guys. Bye-bye.